Hello everyone. Welcome to Sweetie Speaks official YouTube channel. We are starting UVM series and this is an introduction on UVM. Let us first understand what is UVM. UVM stands for Universal Verification Methodology. This is the full form of UVM. One thing that you should understand that it is a methodology, not a language. Like Verilog, System Verilog, these are languages. But UVM is methodology, not a language. You can think of UVM as a framework which is based on System Verilog classes. As we said, UVM provides some classes which are based on System Verilog. Now, these UVM classes, I can give you few examples. In UVM, there are different components. Don't worry about it. We are going to see about what are these different components. But for now, just to understand, I'm giving you example. There is driver, there is monitor, there is sequencer. These are different components in UVM. And UVM provides classes for all these components. Like for driver, you have UVM driver. Now, if you want to create your own driver, you just need to extend your class from UVM driver and it will provide a lot of functionalities which are used for the driver. You don't need to code it by yourself. You need to focus on the stimulus, creating a stimulus, not creating the driver and all those things. A lot of things are already available in this UVM framework. So if you use these UVM classes which are already provided, like I gave you an example, UVM driver is one example, then there is UVM monitor, UVM sequencer. You just have to use these classes and you can easily create your fully functional test benches. One very important thing, we already said UVM is a methodology, not a language. And SV, System Verilog, is the language which we are going to use for UVM. That is why you need to know System Verilog before you jump to UVM. Don't try to learn UVM without learning System Verilog. You will not understand it. Please understand System Verilog first and then come to UVM. We have lot of videos on System Verilog already on this channel and a lot of more videos are going to come up. So I request you, please understand System Verilog first and then start understanding UVM so that you really understand UVM. Without System Verilog, you can't, because System Verilog is the prerequisite. Why do we need UVM? We have System Verilog already. We can use System Verilog for verification. Why are we using UVM? Let us understand. See, UVM provides a set of guidelines which you can follow for creation of test bench. What does this help us with? How does this help us with? This set of guidelines will ensure that there is a uniformity maintained between different verification teams. For example, if we have a UVM driver has a very specific function in UVM, and that function will only be performed by UVM driver. So whatever verification team you have, everyone will use UVM driver for same purpose. Everyone will use UVM sequencer for same purpose. UVM monitor has one purpose. UVM scoreboard has one purpose. We are definitely going to see all these components in coming lecture, but for now, just for you to understand, I am giving you example. So with this, the uniformity is maintained. Everyone knows what these components are going to be used for. There is no confusion about it. Uniformity, it becomes very easy to establish cross compatibility between different IPs and integration environments, because the purpose and the set of guidelines is already well defined. It helps in maintaining your test benches very easily. If you need to make some changes in the functionality of UVM driver, you will just go and edit that. no need to touch other components, and you already know what these components are being used for, so it becomes very easy to maintain these test benches. If you want to change some code, you already know which component you want to go and change. All these things, since it is structured in UVM, it becomes very, very easy. To give you an example, there is a sequencer and there is a driver in UVM. Now they both need to perform a handshake. This handshake is taken care under the hood by UVM itself. You don't need to worry about it. UVM will take care of it. You have to extend your sequencer from UVM sequencer, you have to extend your driver from UVM driver. All these will be taken care, so that the verification engineer can focus on their actual job. What is their actual job? Creating stimulus. Don't worry about handshaking and all that. Now, because of this well structured thing, a lot of functionalities which are already inbuilt, lot of classes which they are already providing in UVM, it will save a lot of time to set up the test bench structure, because the foundation is very well defined in UVM. That is why we need UVM. All these things are not available in System Verilog. What is UVM providing? Let us understand a little bit in detail so that you understand the importance of UVM and why it is so important for verification engineers. Let us understand what it is providing. The first thing which UVM is providing you is test bench components. What can be these different test bench components? I gave you an example. There is driver, monitor, sequencer. Now, these are some classes. Like UVM will provide you a class UVM driver, it will provide you UVM sequencer, UVM scoreboard. So, these classes are already, base classes are already provided by UVM. And you can extend your components, like your driver, you can extend from UVM driver and you will get the functionality, the basics functionality or skeleton, what is required for UVM driver. You will get it when you extend your class from UVM driver. Another thing is, you can just build your test bench environment by extending your classes from these available base classes in UVM. And these components already have the necessary code which will let you connect to each other. For example, driver and sequencer, they will be connected to each other. It will help you to handle the data packets between these components and work synchronously with each other. So this all is provided by UVM. UVM test bench components, the base classes, the basic functionality, the features to handle the data, connect different components and synchronization between them. All this is taken care. Another thing which is very important in UVM, we need transactions. We need some data flowing between DUT. DUT is your design under test, which is your actual design. Test bench is something which we are creating to test your design. So there needs to be some data flow between your that design under test and your test bench. Only then you can verify whether the design is working correctly or not. So how does this data flow? This data flows with the help of transactions. So you have this transaction class also in UVM. We have a UVM transaction class which you can use to extend your UVM transactions from. And it will help you to carry the stimulus between that and test bench. We are definitely going to see in detail about transaction, UVM transaction component. Just keep it in mind that there is something called as transactions which UVM provides. Another very important thing which UVM provides us is phases. Now, see, we need to do a lot of things in verification and even with the test bench components. We need to create the test bench components, we need to connect them, we need to initialize them, we need to give them a stimulus. These are performed in different phases. UVM defines a set of simulation phases which enables the user to control the order in which your test bench components will be created, connected, initialized, and executed. For example, there is a UVM phase called as build phase, in which you are building the components. There is a connect phase in which you are going to connect the components. There is start of simulation phase in which we initialize the configurations. There is a report phase in which we are going to report if there is some error, we are going to report it using UVM error. If there is some warning, we are going to report it using UVM warning. This all happens in report phase. There is end of simulation phase. So like this, there are different phases in UVM. Then we already discussed an example. There is reporting mechanism, like which happens in the report phase. So there can be different kinds of messages. There can be warnings. There can be errors. There can be some things which helps you debug your stimulus. We call it as UVM debug, right? So all these things are easily provided in UVM reporting. Another thing which UVM provides is configuration. Now, see, there is a very important concept in UVM which we call it as config DB, which is the configuration database. We are definitely going to see this in detail because it is a very important concept. For now, just remember that UVM has a config DB which allows the user to store and retrieve your configuration information for different test bench components. Say I have a particular configuration information and I want that my configuration should be uniform throughout the all different test bench components. Because this configuration defines how your stimulus will proceed. That's why you want all your test bench components to have same configuration. For that, you can use configuration DB, configuration database, where you are going to store your configuration and you can retrieve it in different test bench components so that the uniformity of configuration is maintained throughout your different test bench components. This is another feature which UVM will provide you. Another very, very important feature which verification engineers have to take care is coverage. Now there can be different kinds of coverage. It's a system verilog concept. Please go through system verilog tutorial series, system verilog all videos on this on the Sweetie Speaks official YouTube channel. We have lot of system verilog videos. Please understand this. There will be a tutorial on coverage also. What is coverage? See, coverage can be different type. There is a code coverage which tells you how much code are you actually covering in your stimulus. In code coverage also we have different types. We have line coverage which will tell you how much percentage of lines of codes you are covering. There is branch coverage which will tell you whether you are covering all the branches or not. For FSM, we have separate FSM coverage, which will tell you whether all the states of FSM are getting covered, state transitions are getting covered or not. Then there is a functional coverage. So for every design, you will have a functionality. You need to ensure that you are covering all different functionalities. Functional coverage is a way to ensure that you are covering different functionalities. So percentage of these coverage will tell you how much code you are actually covering, how much functionality you are actually covering, and UVM provides a mechanism for tracking your functional coverage. This is ensured to use that the design has been thoroughly tested. Another very important concept, it is actually a concept of advanced UVM. We call it as RAL, Register Abstraction Level. Now, in all your designs, there are going to be registers. And register verification is a different kind of verification. You require different kind of support to perform this register verification. UVM provides a lot of support, lot of different methods, lot of framework to help you verify this registers. So it simplifies the process of creating and accessing your register maps, so that you can verify your registers easily. One simple example I can give you, say I want to test a register. See, what can be different types of testing. First thing, I want to test that if I write all zeros, that should be written easily. Okay, so we call such kind of test case as walking zero, wherein you write all zeros to your register and you ensure that it is working properly. Then there is walking ones, in which you ensure that if you write all ones to the register, it is getting written. Then there are transitions 0 1 1 0 1 0 1 0 1. We'll write this pattern, and after that, we'll write 1 0 1 0 1 0. So these can be different types of things which you can test in register. Now also registers can be different types. There can be read only registers, wherein if you write something it should not be written. There can be write only once register, wherein you should be able to write only once. If you try to write it again, it should not be overwritten. It can only be written once, and if you want to rewrite, you need to reset your system again. That can be a design specification. So these kind of different registers, to test it you need a different kind of support, different kind of mechanism, which is provided by UVM RAL. When you first understand UVM properly, UVM basics properly, then you move to this advanced concept, because RAL is an advanced UVM concept. First understand system verilog very thoroughly, understand UVM thoroughly, then to add on to your resume, to bring up more value to your profile, you can go through UVM RAL. It is a methodology where you can test your registers easily. I hope with this you understood what is UVM, why do we need UVM, and what are the features which UVM provides which are not provided by other languages like System Verilog. That is why this UVM is widely adopted methodology for verification. All verification engineers are using UVM in the industry today to verify these complex designs, complex SOCs. So if you want to really make a career in verification, you have to have strong UVM knowledge. We will see more UVM features, UVM concepts in the upcoming videos. To stay tuned, please subscribe to Sweetie Speaks official YouTube channel. Thank you.